You know, it's kinda crazy that after a year of making videos, I've only made a Chainsawman related video once. I flippin' dippin' love Chainsawman. I read Chainsawman. I sleep Chainsawman. I even eat power chocolate. It was mid, don't bother. But you know how a parent will often be harshest on their children because they want their kids to be the best they can be? That's how I feel about Chainsawman because, honey, I love ya, but man, are you a handful sometimes. Do you know what I like in my action anime/manga? Clear-cut power systems that are well-defined, but aren't too restrictive so they can leave room for amazing creative abilities that exist without shattering my suspension of belief. And on paper, Chainsaw Man's power system was one of, if not my biggest hook into the series. When I first started Chainsaw Man, I was so fatigued by the anime classic humans versus monsters trope. It's all personal preference, of course, but I always preferred human versus human stories. I don't care if you call them spirits, or curses, or demons, or devils. They're all the same to me. Now that may sound a little racist. When I started Chainsaw Man, I didn't expect to care about the demons or how they work in the Chainsaw Man universe or any of that, because usually the monsters just don't grip me that way. But when I started getting those explanations on how devils work in Chainsaw Man, oh my god. No! I cannot be invested in the intricacies of how devils work in this world. No! I can't find enjoyment of simply guessing a devil's name, but each human fear has one devil equivalent, meaning this is not just some random devil, this is the tomato devil, one of its kind. That means I can predict how it will attack. You know, all tomatoey and stuff. And since a devil's power corresponds to how much it's feared, I can easily quantify the strength of a devil and even stack it up against previous devils, all in my head. So when a new devil comes up with a common fear like darkness, I can go, holy this is about to get real. Damn it! It happened! I can't believe it happened. I care about how a group of anime monsters work, and I am invested in learning about how they fit into this world. When I see a new devil in Chainsaw Man, I want to know their name. I want to compare their strength to how much they're feared. I want to guess what kind of related abilities it might have. You know, I love Devilman Crybaby, but I've never looked at a devil in that show like, damn! Hey, what's your name? Why would you manifest yourself as a snake? Is there a lore reason as to why you're as strong as you are? Man, I just never cared. In Chainsaw Man, every fear a human can have manifests itself as a devil with that name. You know, Tomato Devil. Look, I'm sorry to all my lycopersicophobic fans, but tomatoes are not a very common fear. There aren't that many humans alive actively afraid of tomatoes. Therefore, the Tomato Devil is pretty weak. Devils don't just kill humans because they feel like it. They're incentivized to kill humans because a devil that's killed more people is more feared. And as fear for the devil goes up, so does their strength, which allows them to kill more people to get even stronger. That's called a feedback loop. I love this because in most anime and manga, a lot of these monsters kill for the fun of it. And I'm not saying devils in Chainsaw Man don't also kill for sport, because they totally do. But in Chainsaw Man, devils are directly rewarded for killing humans. They are rewarded by lore for being scary villains. Alongside devils exist fiends, or devilmen. Depends on which translation you're reading. Fiends are devils that have possessed human corpses. This is usually done when a devil is weakened in attempting to escape death, so they flee into whatever body is nearby. Don't let their human appearance deceive you though. A fiend is still a devil at heart, only much weakened by the constraints of the human body. You can identify a fiend by their head, which typically retains a devil-esque trait, such as the shark fiend having a big shark snout on top, and the blood fiend having horns. Editor, zoom in. Now flip the image. Now put the gif of the dude skydiving with his cock and balls out, but censor it with the Mario Judah FNAF gif. Okay, now put your bank pin on screen. Oh god damn it, I'm the editor. In the Chainsawman universe, fiends are basically weaker devils with a more human appearance, and sometimes a slightly more human personality. That depends on how intact the human brain is when the devil possesses them. The final part of Chainsawman's power system I gotta explain before tearing this series apart are the devil contracts. In Chainsawman, devils have the ability to lease out their powers for humans to use. This ain't no free ride though. If you want to create a contract with a devil, you need to be prepared to endure pain, lose body parts, or even your life. Unless your name is Aki. He is so epic swagger balls, he gets his devil powers for free. There's also hybrid contracts, devils who have given themselves up to a human, which lets the person transform into a devil-human hybrid with a... And there's Yoru. She gets a whole category to her own because her contract doesn't fit into any of the other criteria. Like, let's get real for a sec. What the heck is going on there? And what the heck is going on with 80% of the people who watch my stuff but won't subscribe? Like, I'm doing my best, man. Cut me some slack. I want that 100K play button. Now that I've explained Chainsawman's power system and I've gushed over how much I love it, now I want to talk about how much I hate that it makes no goddamn sense. On paper, the power system is everything I want. In practice, Fujimoto hates me and is launching a personal attack on me by pulling his pants down and taking a fat shit on everything I love about Chainsawman's power system by destroying its rules and consistency. Chainsawman's power system makes no sense. Remember when I said that a devil's power in Chainsaw Man is dictated by how much their name is feared? We can basically forget about that because rarely does Fujimoto make any kind of sense with it. This is the Spider Devil. The Spider Devil. And it's weak. Really weak. Fujimoto, what kind of fairy tale world are you living in where arachnophobia is not one of the most common fears just on the planet? The Spider Devil is so weak that on my first read of Chainsaw Man, I thought this was the Spider Fiend. But no, this ain't no fiend. This is the full-blown Spider Devil. And what? Tell me, what is going on with the Chainsaw Devil? Why is the Chainsaw Devil so strong? How many people are actively afraid of chainsaws? Apparently more than spiders, which makes no goddamn sense. Fujimoto totally watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and realized how scary chainsaws can be when used as a weapon, but to like 99% of the population, a chainsaw is a tool for chopping down trees. I highly doubt many people live in fear of chainsaws, and I especially doubt more people live in fear of chainsaws than people do of spiders. Okay, I'm gonna talk about some manga spoilers now, so skip to this time if you care. Please don't click off the video. Tell me, based on the rules Fujimoto has created for his series, why is the Chainsaw Devil the only one that can permanently kill devils? Devils in Chainsaw Man are supposed to be immortal. When they're killed on Earth, they get sent to Hell. When they get killed in Hell, they get sent to Earth, creating a cycle of death and rebirth, assuring that whether on Earth or in Hell, there is always gonna be a tomato devil somewhere. For some reason, any devil that is eaten by the Chainsaw Devil is killed permanently, and existence of the devil and the fear it represents is erased from everyone's mind. What? What a crazy ability to add to Chainsaw Man seemingly out of nowhere and with zero explanation. Why the Chainsaw Devil? Why of every single devil in existence is the Chainsaw Devil the only one with this ability? The only explanation I can see Fujimoto giving is that, oh, the Chainsaw Devil isn't actually the Chainsaw Devil, no. It's something more metaphoric or some shit, like, I'm the Life Devil and I just so happen to manifest with a chainsaw. But the time for a big twist like that has already passed. If Fujimoto tries to pull that shit now, I'm gonna be like, man. Since we're already talking about manga spoilers, you know what else that bothers me? The Death Devil. More specifically, the confirmation that the Death Devil is the strongest devil in Chainsaw Man, which, no, that should not be the case. Death is not the most feared concept by humans. There are many people alive who genuinely do not fear death. And you know something I think more people fear than death? Suffering. I believe, deep down, more humans fear suffering than they fear death. With how interpretive it is, gauging how feared tomatoes are, or how feared leeches are, it feels weird to definitively say the death devil is indeed the strongest devil of all devils. That implies that death is the most feared thing just of all humanity. Okay, I'm done with spoilers. Welcome back, spoiler-free Fredericks. You know what else doesn't really make much sense in Chainsaw Man? What can or cannot be a devil? Is there a devil? What about devils for specific people, places? Jeffrey Dahmer devil? Was there a hit? There's a zombie devil, which implies fictional monsters can be devils, so surely there must be a vampire devil. But what a vampire is and what a vampire is capable of is very, very different from media to media. So are there different vampire devils for different vampire types? How different can something called a vampire get before it stops being related to the vampire devil and starts being its own devil? Surely there must be tons of fictional villain devils, right? How come we never see Darth Vader devil? Fire Punch is a movie inside the Chainsaw Man universe. Is there an Agni devil? I doubt it. But you know what else I doubt? That every single devil, I should probably interject with a spoiler warning here, go to this timestamp. Every single devil that is willing to enter a hybrid contract with a human just so happens to be a weapon devil. Like, come on! If there were 3 hybrids, sure, all of them being weapons, that's just a coincidence. But 8 hybrids, 8 separate devils, the only devils we know of that enter into hybrid contracts, and every single one of them is a weapon devil. Is there some kind of hidden rule that only weapon devils can enter into hybrid contracts? Buddy, if you're trying to convince me this was all just a coincidence, you better hire a Harvard mathematician, because those odds are dreamy. Okay, I got one more bone to pick with the series. Why is the world of Chainsaw Man similar to our own? The series takes place in the 90s, and technologically, yeah, this seems pretty similar to our level of technology in the 90s. Even geopolitically, the world seems pretty similar to ours, because although we never see a map, a lot of countries are named, and all of them are countries that existed in our world. The big difference between Chainsaw Man's world and ours is that the Soviet Union never dissolved, but really? That's pretty dumb. You ever heard of the butterfly effect? We're told in Chainsaw Man that 7 in 20 Japanese citizens die to devils. 7 in 20. That's 35%. That's 7 in 20 people dying to devils with modern technology in medical prowess. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to assume that in medieval times, devils would be way more deadly. Like, what are you gonna do if a devil pulls up on your crappy little shack? Stab it with a sword? You can't afford a sword, you're a peasant. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of deaths spread across the entire planet and starting from the dawn of humanity. I believe this devil-infested world would not develop the same way our world did. Humanity adapts. A lot of our history and technological advancements came from us adapting to the world around us. And that world with devils would be drastically different from our own world. To assume that the only difference is that the Soviet Union never dissolved, well, that's just bananas. Who's to say there would even be a Soviet Union? Who's to say nation states and ethnic groups even formed the same way they did in our history? We see landmarks like the Statue of Liberty in the States and the new town hall in Germany, which means the architects who designed them were able to be born and raised in similar environments up until the point they created those designs. Fujimoto, this is crazy. You are crazy. If the devils in Chainsaw Man weren't as big of a deal, sure, maybe. But time and time again, we are shown how big of an impact the existence of devils have on the world of Chainsaw Man. And for that reason, No, I don't buy it. There's no way the humans of this world developed the same way we did. At the end of the day, as fun as it is to dog on this series for 10 minutes straight, nothing I've talked about today really impacts the story, like at all. I love Chainsaw Man, and it's through my love of the series that I'm able to find all these itty-bitty details I can nitpick. Like for real, I only came up with this stuff after reading the entire manga series way more times than I'd like to admit. TLDR, I frickin' love Chainsaw Man. And those were some nitpicks that keep me tossing and turning at night. Okay, please subscribe. I watch YouTube too. I know how cringe it is hearing that, but my analytics show when I don't ask people to subscribe, nobody will. Okay, bye.